G'day guys, how are you all? Hope you're all doing well. Pick some locks and you know it, and don't forget to even hashtag it, keep it bloody legal. So, Don's, a good old mate of mine, sent me this Kryptonite. When he come down, he brought it down for me. And it is a beautiful, beautiful lock. High security 6-pin brass cylinder, resist picking. So we know they're full of security pins, you know, shrouded shackle for maximum security against cutting. You know, changeable keyway, so in other words you can actually change it around. Solid steel shrouded padlock, solid hardened steel body, alloy steel shackle. You know, it's got ticks everything for a good bloody lock. This is the model hashtag 851196KD, Kryptonite 61mm. So tough weld, tough locks. And this thing is a beast. I mean, it is beautiful though. Just look at that. She really is gorgeous. And it has what I remember Leon's lock pad always called it the F keyway. So it's the same as the American locks. And I thought maybe it could be bypassed like the American locks can. But the actual actuator mechanism in the back of these locks is sitting in a different position. So you can't actually get to it. Like with the bypass driver, like you can with American locks, the actual locking pull, the actual mechanism in the body of the lock itself is facing in the opposite direction, if that makes sense. So I'll show you once it's gutted. It sits the opposite way to an American lock does, so it can't be bypassed with a bypass driver. One good thing. Do have a 6-pinner, quite nice bitting, given the fact that we've got a very high cut in number 2, hiding between, you know, 2 really low cuts, and not so good at the back. But she works beautifully. Now listen to that snap. We've got ball bearing, so you can't be shimmed, but even then, or wrapped, but even then, you know, for that shrouding, you cannot do that. Anyway, so let's lock him back up. And we'll have a go picking him since Blaze already did that. And we'll see how do we go. Let's put him in the vise here, just make things a little bit easier so I can keep him on camera. Should be alright. Let's lock him in tight. Oakley dokely, let's grab a top of the keyway, make sure I'm in frame here. Right, let's grab top of the keyway tension. 50 thousandths pry bar or heavy bar from Sparrows. Still a little bit of movement and flop in that core with that tension. It still flops around a little bit, but there's a little bit of play in the actual cylinder itself, just a little bit. Like, yeah, but should be alright. And let's try a pick. I don't actually use very, very often the Matador from the Sparrows Monstrum XXL. So I'll go medium to light tension. We do have to fight against a shackle spring that's quite heavy on these locks, so you do have to put a little bit more tension on than I would like. We do have security pins, so we're also fighting against them. Let me make sure all my lights are on. Don't knock the camera, you dip. There we go. So we'll see how we go. I think we're going to need a bigger bench. So we do have to fight against both of them. Little click out of 6. Nothing off 5 is binding very tightly. I'm just going to check the rest. Little click. Two feels very mushy. 1 feels very mushy. Let's go right back to the back again. Oh, felt like something they either dropped. Sounded like, I should say. Also spring at the front. Right, so pin 5 is really binding. Little click there. Little click out of 3. Nothing off 2. Nothing off 1. 6 is binding now. Doesn't feel set. 5 springy. Yep, I just heard somebody drop, and I believe I overset there. Alright, now 3 is binding, little click. 2 still springy. 1 still springy. Yeah, I believe I overset somebody. I can feel that because they've all overset. I'm just going to light up my tension just see if I can get somebody to drop. I'm going to go a little bit heavier on my tension. Somebody's overset. Let's reset. I overset somebody, I could feel it. Alright, little click out of 6. I believe I got 2 clicks out of 6 before. And I didn't mean to, so I overset him. So we know he's a very low cut. 4 felt a little bit of fault set then, off of pin 4. Good click out of 2. Oh, bigger fault set now. So I believe I got 2 set. Got a little bit more of a turn on that core. So I really did overset before. Right, 6 feels fine. 5 is now binding. I'm going to lighten up my tension just a fraction so I can feel which pin is going to talk to me. Tell me who needs to be picked. So I should get when I push up on them a little bit of counter rotation, given the fact that I've got a fault set going. But nobody's talking. Come on, who's talking to me? A little squeak to this desk, it's annoying me. You can just hear it. Come on, somebody talk to me. Tell me who, because I'm not getting anything now. Right, I'm going to lighten up my tension even more. May have been still on a little bit too much. Feels like 6. See that tension just move. It's hard to get right on. Come on. Try and get him without oversetting him. There we go. Oh, that's got a strong shackle on it. It took a little bit to get that. I was fighting because I had too much tension on. Rookie mistake. I should have bloody picked up on that. I really should have. I was still holding too much tension. But pin 6, but we do have an open. Show me on camera. Look at that. Alright, let's move this stuff out of the way. Let's get a pinning tree. What do we need here? Phillips. Come on. There we go. This thing as well, one thing I really do like about this, that faceplate is super bloody thick. So that's really, really nice. One thing I do like about that, you've got a really thick faceplate on it. And even the screw for it is really thick as well, which you want to see. Alright, let's go core out of here. So that is in the unlocked position, but in the locked position, that actuator is actually sitting around the other side here. So the cutout is like that here, where normally it sits that way. And you can't actually get the bypass driver in between the top of here and the actual actuator. It's different in an American lock. It's, yeah, annoying, because you know you can't actually go taking care of that, putting the bypass driver in. It's annoying because I really wanted to be able to bypass it for a bit of fun, but I'm actually really impressed that you can't bypass it, and that's even without using a wafer to stop bypassing altogether. But yeah, the actuator facing in the opposite direction, not giving enough room between the tail piece and the actuator itself that sits in here. So when the actuator sits in that side just there like that, blocks it, and you can't actually get the bypass driver in between the two to be able to flick it across. I've tried and tried. So one good thing about it can't be bypassed. But anyway, let me guess, you're too small for that. Come on. No, here we go. And right, make some room. Move this camera down a little bit. Right. Turning like that. I'm gonna have to shim it, only because I have a feeling I need to. Is it the small one? That looks about right. Oh, because of that tail piece. There we go. Alright, so got a steel pin in one. Just realised I was off camera, but steel pin in one, all brass pins in the rest. Pin one, serrated. Whoop. Two is the standard. 3 is the serrated. 4 serrated. 5 serrated. And so is 6. I'm sure that pin 2 ran the right way. Right, there we go. And upstairs we have a steel driver in one, which is good for the drill resistance. Spool in 2. This explains that really deep fault set. Spool in 3. spool in 4. Oh, spool in 6. And lucky last 5. It's another spool. Plus all the springs are the same. I'm not going to dump them out on your butt. There we go. A couple of serrated pins in 1, 3. Oh, get it right in the right way. 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 2 was the standard key driver pin. We have a standard steel driver in 1, and the rest of them are all spools. So that explains that fault set. And those extra clicks that I heard when I heard 2 clicks when I started picking it was actually I overset 6 with those serrations. So that's what they're designed to do. If you push up too hard, you're going to set that serration in the shear line. It's going to stick, and you will not be able to get it picked when she's stuck up there. But anyway, there you go. That is the Kryptonite 61mm beautiful, gorgeous, sexy padlock. Yeah, picked and gutted. Took a little bit longer than I expected. I felt I overset 6, but anyway, there we go. As always follow the codes, keep Locksport legal. You know what, don't do anything bloody stupid. Don't forget, check out the description down below. There's links to our websites, to Discord, to Locksmith's Toolbox, to Daryl's business. He does all the web design and everything like that. Absolutely great guy. Don't forget, send us an email at darkartslockpicking@gmail.com. If you like what you see, please give it a thumbs up. Really does bloody help. Really do appreciate it. Till next time, cheers guys.